Good evening, ladies. Today is August 22nd, Monday, August 22nd, and I'm super duper excited for today's call. But before I turn it over to Liz, who would be sharing her heart tonight on her journey and everything she's done in the last 3 months in her business, I want to take a moment and remind you of a few things. I want to start off by congratulating Emily Ramos, who can't be with us on Mondays, but she does catch the recordings because she works. But I want to congratulate her for reaching Emerald rank in her business. And I believe she texted me telling me she's officially at Success Club 10, and this is the first month she's worked her business. So that's super duper awesome. Super proud of her. Second, I want to remind you of the health bet. Now, I know a lot of our team leaders like Julissa and I believe Zelly are taking initiative with their teams, but I am going to tell you this. Whether you have a team or not, you should be participating in this health bet. And let me tell you why. Because as a coach, you are already drinking Shakeology at least 5 days a week. And you're already working out at least 3 days a week. So why not get some money out of it? Why not get money for your next Shakeology? We don't know how much we're gonna win, so I can't guarantee you it's gonna be covered for a full bag of Shakeology or the next 3 bags of Shakeology. I can't tell you that, but what I can tell you is that you're gonna get something. I don't care if it's I was sharing with somebody, I don't care if it's a tank of gas, or I don't know, it could be your date night for the next month. I don't know. It could be something. So again, we don't know how much we're going to win, but the fact that we already do this as coaches, you should be in the health bet. I will be running a health bet for Team Fake Dynasty. Whoever doesn't have a team, if you don't have anybody in your downline right now, it's okay. You don't have to do it alone. If you don't have any challengers right now, you don't have to do it alone. You can team up with me. So let me know, private message me. I'm also going to post something tomorrow, and we'll do it together, keep each other accountable. So I would love to have some of you guys with us doing it. So also, this Thursday, we will be having the sneak peek. I know last week we rescheduled because we wanted to give the attention to the health bet and the free clean eating group. We felt it was better for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and have the sneak peek this Thursday at 9 o'clock. For those of you that do not know what a sneak peek is, make sure you speak to your sponsored coach and they can get you up to speed so you can get some people interested in the business. Okay. Speaking of the health bet and clean eating group, on Friday, I will be jumping on the free clean eating group. And this is something I normally wouldn't do, but I'm taking advantage of the health bet. And I'm going to basically do like a call to action, even though Julissa should have a call to action itself. It's yes, how you usually end Friday, correct, Julissa? With a call to action. But because of the health bet, I'm going to jump in and talk about the health bet. I mean, it's going to be a live video at some point. I'm not sure exactly what time I'll be jumping on because my husband did take 2 days off, which I'm excited about, to spend time with me. But at some point, I will be jumping on, but especially for the new coaches that do not understand the health bet or don't know how to explain it to people, I'm going to kind of help you close, but you have to make sure that you do the last follow-up. So wanted to let you guys know that. And we decided to do another new coach camp this month. We're starting one on Monday. So those people that are already new coaches right now, like Maria, those that are recommitting, I know Emily's going to go through it. AJ is going to go through it. Maria, there's a few coaches. I believe Julissa has a couple coaches also. Whoever wants to recommit to new coach camp, this is your opportunity. On Monday, we start a new one. And I'm super excited because it's the first month we ever had to run 2, which means our team is growing, and that is awesome. And then the last announcement is that our diamond retreat, and the reason why I'm mentioning it is because if you want to go with us to this diamond retreat, there's still 3 weeks left. And you can make this happen. Julissa can tell you she literally made diamond rank in 7 days. Literally. She hustled and she did it. And what we mean by that is that she enrolled, correct me if I'm wrong, Julissa, 7 coaches in 7 days, something like that. So there's a possibility, if you're really interested in going to the diamond retreat, we changed the location from Savannah, Georgia to San Juan, Puerto Rico. I will be renting a beach condo I did rent a beach condo today. And Diamond Coaches will be going with us to San Juan, Puerto Rico. I'll be hosting you here in the island, November 4th through the 6th. So if you are interested in attending our Diamond Retreat, make sure that you message me and let's set a plan. And I know we can definitely get you to that rank and we can get you there. So it's not too late. I believe anything is possible if you truly put your work to it. So now, as far as the caller for tonight, let me just tell you something about this girl. She is Julissa's coach, and she is Julissa's coach. Sorry about that. My daughter was making noise, so I had to tell her to lower down. So she's Julissa's coach, but let me tell you something about her. She is the first official coach that got Success Starters in our team, and that is a big, big, big deal. Number 2, she is our top Success Club earner in the last 2 months. She already surpassed us. Well, she's with me there this month, but I have no doubt that she's going to surpass me because she's awesome like that. Last month she surpassed us as well. She's just doing amazing in her business. So I reached out to her about 3 weeks ago and I said, hey, whatever you're doing, you're rocking it. I think it's time to hear in our team call from the perspective of a new coach who has hit the ground running. So first month in her business, she reached Success Club 6, which means she helped 3 people. Second month in her business, she reached, correct me if I'm wrong, Success Club 15, which means she helped 8 people. And this month, she's helped 5. She's at Success Club 10 already, and it's only the 22nd of the month. She's rocking it, and it is my honor to present to you Liz. Take it over.
Hi, everyone. My name is Liz Presti. I did create a little presentation for you, but I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to try to share the screen. Can everyone hear me? Yeah? Okay, awesome. Okay, so here's my little nerdy self trying to share the screen. All right, so can everyone see that screen? Okay, perfect. So it's just going to be a short presentation. I didn't put a lot of words into it, but just basically when Melanie approached me and asked me if I wanted to lead a team call, I was kind of thinking and brainstorming what could I possibly share, because like she said, I've only been a coach for 3 months. There's a lot to learn. But I even asked my husband, I asked Julie, because they've been there with me every step of the way. And I think that one thing that really resonated was that for me and my personal experience, a lot of this will be very personal, but I hope that it can also relate for you guys as well. For me, it was basically about me for this business. It may sound selfish, but I will give you a little bit of a backstory as well so that you can understand. But that's why I titled it Building You, putting you first in the business, not necessarily helping others first or getting money. I mean, all of those, that's like a trickle-down effect, right? You are the root. So if you put you first, then eventually it will lead to success. So a little bit about my story. Part of putting me first was making sure that my why was very deeply, deeply rooted. And just a quick story, that you see my husband, that's our little family. That was Easter time. And my husband and I, we've been married since 2010. We have 2 boys. Nico is the older one, the one right there in the front, and then Julian is the one I'm carrying. Last year, we welcomed Julian in our family in January. 5 days after he was born, Nico, our older one, he was diagnosed with autism. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with autism, but it's a social disability, also verbal, completely nonverbal. He was already 2 years old. So with that said, last year was a complete whirlwind, having to juggle, being a family of 4 now and taking care of a newborn, and at the same time, taking care of a child with a disability. So he's not as severe as some children, but we definitely had to hit it hard. We had to, get therapies for him, get early intervention, and that's definitely a lot going on, especially with taking care of newborn, not having any sleep, and just making sure that my house was in order, taking care of myself, taking care of my husband. And so, with that said, last year was very much devoted to my family. I kept myself fit for the most part. I ate right, but I wasn't really like working out. But a lot of my focus and a lot of my energy was towards my family. Now, this year, Julian's a little bit older. Nico, thank the Lord, he's getting he's getting the therapies. We've seen a lot of progress. He's very, very, very good verbal communication. So this year, it was about me this time, and it's not selfish, but I wanted to be able to work on me, because if I can't be a better person for myself, how can I be a good wife? How can I be a good mother? How can I be a better steward, or a better example towards those who are looking at my family and who are looking at me? How can I, eventually go back into ministry in my church if I'm not able to take care of myself and my family? So that's a very deep, emotionally rooted why. And I think because of that, it's driving me. It's the cause of my drive, because it's so emotional. It's very deep, and I look, my why is right there in front of me. I look at myself and it's like, yes, and I look at my children and how I relate with them, and it's there staring me right in the face. So because of that, why, putting me first, that really helped me get my goals in order, and it really helped me, I guess, also be more relatable to a lot of people that I'm helping. So when you focus on yourself, when you focus on your why and you share it with others, it makes you more relatable. It's good to share business. I share something about Beachbody Shakeology. I share about it every day, but I also sprinkle here and there some very personal stuff, and it just makes you more relatable. People will also think that, oh yeah, I'm like her. She's a person too. She's not just a Beachbody coach. And it's also important to note that your why, I know I've heard this time and time again through team calls, that your why is based on circumstances and not your goals. Your why will change through the seasons. I mean, maybe in like 16, no, not 16, in like maybe 13 years, my why may change. My kid's going to college, my why is I want him to have a better future. I want him to go to a good school. So that's my why. So, but for now, this is my why. And so I think that because my why is very emotional, very deep, that really helps me and work even harder. And the next one is to continually work on you. We hear it time and time again as well in Beachbody. People follow people who are in changing. And from my experience last 3 months, it is so true. When the first 2 weeks, from my coach announcement, and then 2 weeks after that, I started posting about Beachbody. Nobody really followed. I mean, they liked my page, but I didn't really get any feedback. I didn't really get any interest. But then as soon as I posted my 2-week progress picture, people started noticing. And then I posted my 1-month progress picture. Even more people started noticing. So I think that my month 1, I hit Success Club 6, yes, but like it was difficult to hit Success Club 6. And then month 2, because I posted my 30-day picture, month 2, it kind of skyrocketed because people saw that the products work, and I was proof that the products work. So if you continually post, if you continually work on yourself, do your workouts, make sure you're eating right most of the time. We're human. We want to have ice cream too. We want to have donuts too. We want to be able to go and enjoy ourselves. But majority of the time, we have to show people that going to McDonald's every day and just sitting down and watching your TV every single night, that's not a healthy, sustainable lifestyle. That's not a lifestyle that you want for yourself or for your family. And so being able to show that, hey, look, look at my progress. I'm stronger. I'm able to go to places with my family now. I'm also able to indulge without feeling guilty. People also want to see that, oh, hey, yeah, she went to a donut place. Oh, that's pretty awesome, that she can still do this. And, she's not just some robot who just eats salads and eggs all day, every day. And I think it's also important to note that you should also highlight the people who are under you that are changing. Like that one photo that I have of Joyce. She's actually, she just signed on to be a new coach. You can see her progress picture, day 1 and day 7. It's not my progress picture, but it's one of my challengers. So people can see that, oh, hey, whenever she posts about, oh, join my next challenge group, her challenge groups are real. People are actually in her challenge groups, and they are changing. So a lot of people want to see that. They want to see proof. So, and if you continually work on you, that I think is key, because I also followed other coaches who have been coaches for years now, and they say, I have to get back on track. In my mind, I'm like, what happened? I'm hoping that doesn't happen to me, and I hope that doesn't happen to you, because I think that's one of the big ways that people actually get interested and follow, because when you put you first and work on yourself first, people will be drawn to that. Now, in the last 3 months, I've definitely dealt with a lot of doubts, whether or not I can do this, whether or not I can continue doing this. Since July, and I've expressed this to Julie, since July was a pretty huge month for me, and the beginning of August, I had no idea how I was going to do it. And so when Melanie actually asked me to do the team call, and it was like beginning of July or beginning of August or end of July, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to even be able to share anything, because I think my July is just going to tank. But again, I kind of just put that doubt in my mind, and I think every one of us will have that. We'll have that sort of fear creep in. We'll have those doubts. Probably even seasoned coaches have doubts from time to time. But you have 2 options, right? You see the picture of fear: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. It's always going to be there in your face, but what can you do? You can control the controllable. I think that the team call from last week with Audrey was fantastic, because it was so true. When you control the controllable, you're taking many steps towards the right direction, instead of just stopping and saying to yourself, okay, what now? As long as you continue your workouts, you continue having healthy meals, share daily, at least once a day, with your journey, connecting daily, inviting daily. I was at one point thinking, I only know so much people. How can my network grow? Julie gave me some awesome tips, and I thought, well, let me reconnect with people from my past. So I started friending people from high school, friending people from college. So I don't directly send them invites at once, because I want them to see my journey first. A lot of them I didn't have a really good relationship with. Not that it was bad, but I wasn't really like best friends with them, but they know me. So, and they remember me, and a couple have already reached out. So one of them is in our clean eating group. So it's possible to be able to connect more, even if it's 1 or 2 people a day. Invite 1 or 2 people a day, but at least do those things that you can control. Then you can look at your doubt and say, well, hey, doubt, fear, listen, I did the steps that I was supposed to do today, and so I'm moving towards the right direction. It's kind of like the compound effect. You do little things every single day, and then 2 years down the line, boom, you're huge. So that's very important that I have to tell myself as well. And then lastly, aside from building on you business-wise, build on you in other areas of your life. I'm a wife. I'm a mom. Lord willing, I'll go back into ministry at my church. So, I'll be doing ministry. I work part-time for my aunt, so I'm also there. I'm a daughter and I'm a sister. So cultivate other relationships that make you you. You know, each one of you, you have different areas of your life. You wear many hats. Make sure that you take care of that as well equally, because when you neglect one part, it affects everything. I mean, you know, if you didn't get enough sleep, then it'll affect your work. It'll affect how you are with your kids. It'll affect how I am with my husband. So you got to make sure that everything is balanced out, because although this is a business and it's a really good business to be in, because not only helping yourself, but you get to help others, it's important to make sure that we continue cultivating those other relationships, because that's part of what makes you you as well. So again, it all goes back to you, making sure that you take care of the important things in your life, and making sure that your why is pretty deep, because I think that's very important. And that's pretty much for me. I mean, like I said, this is a very short one because I've only been here for 3 months, but this, I think, is pretty much the reason behind why I've been able to do what I'm doing. And it's not some magic thing that I do. It's not because I know so many people. It's just, you know, I try to be consistent, and I try to work on myself, and I do it for myself and for my family. And I think that that's why I'm able to just continue on. That was it. I don't know if anyone had any questions, but feel free to ask.
Thank you, Liz. Ladies, here is your chance to hear from, you know, for most of you in this call right now, someone that's, you know, as new as you are or close enough. So does anybody have any questions, anything specific you want to ask or share? Questions, comments, concerns, as I always say. I'm trying to see if anybody unmutes. No?
How do you control your fears and doubts?
How do I control my fears and doubts? Well, I think it's definitely like when we think about food, right? We think about our favorite food. Like for me, I like a lot of food, but I guess, for instance, every Sunday we usually like to get some donuts. But this past Sunday, I was like, no, I'm not going to get any donuts. You know, the saying mind over matter. Same thing with fear. Same thing with doubts. You know, they're always going to be there, whether you've been a coach for 1 month, whether you've been a coach for 5 years. I'm assuming. I don't know. What do you think, Melanie, Julie? Do you guys have fears and doubts? Yeah, because
absolutely.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, I mean, I'm sure they can share some of what they've done, but for me, like I said, I control the controllable. I say, okay, I have a feeling I'm not going to hit Success Club this month. That was my biggest doubt, 1st of August. And so I said, you know what? Let me just continue connecting with people. And by connecting, I don't mean, hey, you want to be in my challenge group? No, just genuine connections where I haven't seen you since high school. How are you? And some of them I don't even lead to a business invite or a challenge group invite. I actually genuinely want to know how they are. And people want to see that you're not just all about business, that you actually genuinely care. So I just continued to, you know, put my actions, just continue to act upon my goals. Does that make sense? Like I work towards my goals. You know, my fears might be there, but I just continued connecting. I continued posting. I think that was the main thing. I just continued posting. I continued working on myself. I worked out. I ate well. I drank my Shakeology. I took care of my family, you know, and when all those were taken care of, I knew that, you know, I did my part. Because you can control what you do. You can't control the outcomes. So a lot of the times when we're fearing, when we're doubting, it's because we're so focused on the outcome and the business that we're not trusting the process. The process can take 1 month. The process can take 1 year. But something big will happen eventually. You just have to be patient and you have to be consistent. I think those are the two main things that really helps me. Do your part, be patient, be consistent.
That's good. That was deep. Do your part, be patient, be consistent. That's good. Dang it.
Thanks.
That's a Facebook status, guys. That's good. So, to add to what you're saying, I think it starts with personal development as well. I think, for those, for example, knowing what you're struggling with, if it's doubt and fear, listening to an audiobook or a podcast every single day. I know that a lot of people, and this is something that I always tell, especially in our team, because we are a faith-based team, this goes outside of your devotion time. Like, your personal development should be focused on it's almost like, what's your struggle in the business? Boom, this, whether it's consistency or fear, like the inviting phase, the fear, or the prospecting. Like right now, Julie recommended this great book, and because I'm in this growth blitz, I needed something that was about that. So you have to first recognize what the struggle is, or what you want to expand on, and then take it from there. And again, it cannot be Joyce Meyer book, or like, that's your spiritual, that's your devotion time. You need to focus on enhancing the skill. That's what I was trying to say. Saying all this to say, enhance the skill, what it is that you're trying to grow on, and that's where it goes, So, Jocelyn, I hope we answered your question. Let's see, anybody else? Oh. Zali, yeah.
Okay. I just want to thank you, Elizabeth. Like, seriously, it takes a lot of guts, especially you just became a coach, and you're definitely inspirational, even to us, we consider veterans within the team. And you truly inspire me. I stalk you every day because, like, it's amazing. And I really look up to you as, your consistency and just showing up every day for your business. And I learned a lot tonight. So again, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. I'm trying to see. Anybody else want to say anything? No? Awesome. Well, thank you, Liz, for your time. I really do appreciate you sharing, how important it is. And if we have to summarize this, I think she started it off by the right, like the best way that you could drive out the business. And it's key, knowing your why. And that's what she based it on. That's how she started it. And that's what her focus was. And that's what her focus is. And that's why she's had success in her business, in these last 3 months. I hope that could be your biggest takeaway. Or actually, let's make it an assignment. Go, take 5 minutes, and I hope you have your why written somewhere or in front of you somewhere, where there is a picture or it's a note. Like, if your why is not in front of you, then it's not going to be strong enough to drive you forward. Straight up. There's certain things in this business that you have to have. They have to be happening. Just like tracking. I spoke about that. I think it was last week or the week before I mentioned it, where if you're not tracking, you don't have a business. If you're not tracking your daily activities, then you're not running a business. You're running a hobby. And the same thing goes with having a big why. If your why is not in front of you, whether it's, in your notebook, a picture, your family in the front, or, written somewhere, if it's not in front of you, then it's not alive enough to drive you forward. I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head. I hope it makes sense in what I'm trying to tell you. So take a look at your why, figure out if that's still your why. If your why was from a year ago, then you really need to figure out if that's still your why, because your why does evolve and changes. When I started this business, my why was like this tiny super small. But now I have a child going to college in 9 months. Trust me when I tell you my why, it's 110% different. You know, at the time we weren't living the military life 100%. Yeah, I mean, 100%. Like, you know, living it out. We were super part-time. Now we're here with the military. My daughter's going to college. Like, things have changed. Therefore, take a look at your why. Your why should be looked at least 3 to 4 times a year. It should be rooted in front of you, and it should be so strong. And people say this, but it should be. It should make you cry. Literally, it should be emotional. It can't be, I want to have $50,000 in my bank account. It can't be, I want to drive that Range Rover. Like, those are goals. Your why should be an emotional thing, not just a house. Like, it can't be that. Because then what happens when you get the house? Are you done? You know? So that's kind of an assignment to leave you with for tonight. Not for me, not for your coach, for yourself. You're really trying to move forward in this business. If you're really trying to get rooted within your business and your goals, it starts off with that foundation, which is your why. So, ladies, thank you. Liz, thank you. You're awesome. We really appreciate you sharing. And I'm assuming Gari's going to take a picture. I don't know where she's at. We have a full house tonight. So go ahead. Got it? Awesome. Thank you, ladies. I really appreciate it. Oh, those that want more information on the Puerto Rico retreat, stay on. I know, okay, Jashira. I see those faces. Jashira staying on, Gary staying on. I'm not sure who else is staying on. If you want to chat about the Puerto Rico retreat, stay on after the call. Thank you, guys.